Hi Libra, welcome in your monthly reading for the month of July. So I guess we can start, right? So if you are a Libra Sun Moon Rising, then feel welcome to watch this video. And yeah, we'll start. I made a spread and it is kind of separated for 3 parts, and the first part is about the situations that you might face in the month of July. The second part is about kind of what will be happening inside of you, your kind of feelings, thoughts, stuff like that. And the last part will be all about kind of the overall energy for the July for you, Libra. So I guess we can start by the situations that you will face in the July. So the first card you got for the situations in the July is listening. Okay. The second card is the Angel of Rain. So what I got the feeling of by only looking at those 2 cards is kind of a feeling of regret. Maybe I would say like you kind of regretting that you didn't listen to someone or to some advice, whatever this might be for you. However, we'll kind of get into that as we will pull out more cards. So yeah, we'll now go to the tarot cards, and yes. The first card you got, Libra, is the Page of Swords reversed, which is exactly what I kind of thought. Like you only looking at your opinions, or kind of only what you think, what you feel, and later on kind of maybe regretting that you only looked on what you only thought, or you only felt, or something like that. Like you didn't listen to something, or you kind of didn't listen maybe to some advice, or however, something like that. Just you kind of not being objective about something. The next card is the King of Pentacles, and the last card from this deck is the Nine of Cups reversed. So yeah, I can get a feeling like you regretting that you didn't do something, you kind of being unsatisfied with something, but we'll go to that with the clarification. So the first card to the clarification is Ace of Pentacles, and you have the King of Pentacles, which is interesting. So you might also get something with business related or something like that. Maybe it's something like you didn't listen to some advice when it comes to your business, job, or whatever like that. I just kind of got this feeling like it might be job, business related, money related. And we have the Knight of Wands reversed, which might be you kind of doing something on the delay, about kind of or kind of backing up from something, which might be kind of you not as I said, not using some advice, not doing something, and later on kind of regretting. I kind of get a lot of this feeling of regret. Let me just put it out like this. However, now we'll pull out more clarification cards for you. So the first card is the King of Wands reversed. Excuse the noises, which is basically you kind of not doing something properly, not looking on the details. No, it's what I would say by this: you kind of being doing something just not properly, just not looking at the details, or just doing the sloppy job, if I say this right. Just not putting attention to some things that are kind of important, and just, you know what I mean, like doing something and not actually putting a lot of your effort into this, full effort into this. The next card we got is the Five of Pentacles, which is the card that tells us that something is not as bad as you thought. And the last card is the Tower reversed. Okay. I don't remember what was the Tower reversed. I have to do this intuitively. So okay, so for the situation for you, for the situations that will be happening in the July for you, Libra, it's basically like you maybe not listening to some advice you got, and then later on maybe regretting this. But I also get the feeling that there will be something that will kind of how to say this, make your mood better or something like that, like you being sad about not using this advice, stuff like that. But later on there will be happening something that will kind of make you think like, hey, this is not as bad as I thought, right? So yeah, but definitely some regret about something, not about not using some advice, or maybe only about seeing your rights, your kind of opinions, and later on kind of losing the chance of doing something, gaining something, kind of how to say this, just you doing the not proper job, I would say. And with this tower, it's kind of you kind of being haunted by your past, by this past decisions. So as I said, a lot of kind of regret about not listening to someone's advice. Maybe there was someone who was kind of into this stuff that you were in, and they were giving you a good advice about this, but you kind of didn't use this. And you'll be really regretting that in the month of July, and you'll be really unsatisfied that you didn't do anything about this, that you didn't use this advice because it was really good, and you in the July you'll be just going through this and kind of through this regret just. So yeah, as it might be that you backed up from something because you didn't listen to this advice. That's why you kind of backed up from something. But I kind of see that you'll be making some changes. Something will just happen that will kind of I would say maybe you will kind of learn from this mistake, and that's why you have a Ace of Pentacles, because you'll be starting something new with this new knowledge about this regret, and you'll be just like having this new knowledge about doing things actually right. And I feel like maybe you'll be even learning something about the business, but mostly I just feel like you'll be just like having this new perspective about the business, or it might not be even business, maybe actually whatever this is you got advice on, but it might be mostly like job wise, work wise, business wise, stuff like that I get the most. However, yeah, it might be something that just situation will improve at the end, because I think like you'll be either like listening again to advice of this person and this time using this, or trying to fix the situation by this advice, or just trying to fix the situation by this new knowledge you got and stuff like that. However, the message for you for this situation is unlikely. So I don't know what this might mean to you, but that's just the message. Yeah, so I think that's it for the situation. We'll probably come back to the situation why we'll be talking about the other parts of this reading. So yeah, so now we'll go to the part where we are kind of talking about what is going inside of you, your kind of feelings, thoughts, and stuff like that. So the first card you got, Libra, is love. So it might be probably like self-love, stuff like that, but we'll get to that. We have the Angel of Divination. Okay, so it might be that you'll be just like thinking about the future you have, and what is kind of in life like good for you and what is not. But let's first pull out more cards to kind of get the proper message. So you have the Two of Cups reversed. So something not coming to terms, like maybe you had a breakup or something. Okay, so it might be like you had to break up with someone, or just something ended. It doesn't have to be like a relationship wise, it might be friendship wise, it might be job wise, whatever this is. But however, I feel like you kind of ended something, put something to the end because you felt like this is not good for you and you don't see the future with it. that will kind of bring you any happiness or something like that. So I see you maybe breaking up with someone, something, whatever this might be. However, yeah, or it might be that it just ended, or this other person ended this, but however at the end you kind of thought to yourself like, this is good, this is great, at the end it's very good for me because it was not good for me anyways. So yeah, the next card we got for you, yeah, exactly, is the Eight of Cups. So as I said, you leaving something, and that's actually what I got the feeling. So it will be you mainly who will be leaving the situation, leaving this person, whatever this is, because you will be feeling like this is not actually good for you. And I feel like it will be a lot of related to the self-love, because you'll be feeling like something is not good for you and you don't see the future with this or this person. Yeah. And the last card from this deck is the Eight of Wands. So it's the communication, like you doing those decisions really fast, you going and really having this sudden braveness and sudden kind of urge to kind of go and end those things and kind of break free, I would say. And you will be really like, I see you kind of like really communicating what you feel. Like you'll be just like, if this is a person, for example, you'll be just like going and telling them like, hey, you are not good for me, this is the end, like I don't want to have anything to do with you, you are bad for me, and I just see for myself a better future. And I see you like doing those really fast changes with this Eight of Wands, just doing this and communicating what you really feel. So yeah, the clarification now, for clarification we have the Four of Pentacles, which is basically something on the delay, something like affairs, business affairs. So I feel like there was something shady going on in this thing you are living, and I feel like you kind of noticed this. But the next card is the Nine of Wands. So I kind of get the feeling like there was something shady going on in this thing you were kind of think you will be living in this month, but I feel like you were kind of seeing still a hope in this and stuff like that. But in this month I feel like you'll be not seeing anymore any hope in that, and you'll be just like leaving this because you kind of realize that the hope you had this whole time is kind of not aligned with the reality. And I feel like you'll be not longer like having this hope for that it will work out, it will there is a way to fix this. Like no, in the month of July you'll be like completely leaving the situation. And also I see you like this man is kind of holding all of this pentacles and like going here for the door, and I feel like it's you kind of like, if you are living with someone, I feel like you'll be just like taking all of your stuff and just like leaving completely, not even looking back. So it's something like that. However, the next cards are the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so it's like you stopping kind of seeing the future with this situation or this person. It's like you completely wanting to cut yourself from the thoughts of even having this thing in the future, because maybe before you were like planning maybe some stuff in the future, or maybe seeing the future with this thing, with this person, or whatever this is. But I feel like in the month of July you'll be completely not having an idea where it will go, like if this person, if this situation will ever change, if this will be better or not. And I feel like you will be completely cutting yourself off from the vision of future with this thing. I feel like you'll be not even wanting to see yourself in the future with this thing or this person. So it's kind of you in the month of July. And we have the Three of Wands. Okay, and I have to check this. Three of Wands. Three of Wands. Three of Wands. Where is it? Swords. Killing me. Here it is. Three of Wands. Okay. So it will be you kind of looking actually for a kind of time for yourself. I feel like you'll be just like seeing all of those opportunities around yourself, and you'll be just like wanting to cut yourself off from this situation or this person, because you will want to kind of see other options you will have for yourself, because you will realize that there's a lot of more and better options for you than this situation or this person, and you'll be just like realizing this in the month of July. Like you see this girl surrounded by those old flowers and stuff, and I feel like it will be you just like leaving this stuff behind you, this person or whatever this is, and just taking time for yourself and really like focusing on yourself and what will be kind of bringing you something good actually for the future, right? And the last card from this deck is the Ten of Swords. Okay, it's like completely ending something. So as I said, it will be a complete end for you, like very fast, very sudden change, and you completely just ending something with this Eight of Cups and Ten of Swords. It's completely like you ending this thing, you not seeing the future with it, you not seeing the hope for this and anything like that, and it's you completely changing this because you will want to just see yourself in the future with something better. Okay, so you'll be not longer like blinding yourself from the truth, like you'll be just like seeing like, okay, this will completely not bring me anything better than this for the future. So yeah, you'll be completely leaving this situation, completely new energy, completely very fast forcible change. But yeah, a lot of kind of ending stuff and stuff like that, you needing time for yourself, you focusing on self-love, on yourself, on the future you will have, and very nice for you. However, yeah, now we'll go to the overall energy for the month of July for you, Libra. Oh, however, one more thing, the message card for you for this situation is the forgiveness. And I feel like in this situation you'll be mostly forgiving yourself for kind of going and doing what you want and what is kind of good for you, because maybe you were having some doubts before if you should kind of do this or not, because like should I do this, should I not, like is it good, like whatever. And I feel like in this month you'll be really focusing on self-love and for basically forgiving yourself from leaving the situation because it is not good for you, as I said, and you'll be realizing that and just completely trusting yourself on that, and not having any regrets or any like doubts. You'll be not doubting yourself because you will know that this is not good for you and it will not bring you anything good for the future. And I feel like, as I said, in the inside, in the feelings, in the thoughts, in the July, it will be all about the self-love, about what's good for you, what is not, and about leaving this situation you are in right now. Yeah. However, we'll now go to the overall energy, and the card for overall energy is purity. Yeah, and it's especially aligned with this, what will be going on inside of you, because I said that you'll be wanting to cut something of your life and you'll be looking for a bright future for yourself. So definitely you'll be wanting to create for yourself a new white page for you to write on, metaphorically. However, yeah, the next card for overall energy is the Angel of Mercy, which is like two energies. Like first of all, as I said, you'll be not doubting yourself, you'll be not feeling sorry for anyone or anything, and as I said, you'll be not doubting yourself because you will know that this decision is right for you, and second of all, you'll be not having a mercy for anyone or anything that is not good for you. As I said before, you had maybe some hopes, maybe you were kind of like, oh, maybe it will work out, maybe it will be good and stuff like that, but in the month of July it will be completely like, hell fucking no, I am leaving this, don't expect me here ever again, and there's no hope for that, and I am gone, I am just gone. Okay, so yeah, the next card for overall energy is the Three of Swords. So as I said, there's something that you'll be really regretting, like you'll be not listening to someone's advice, or maybe you didn't notice something. Just I think like we'll be having to go back to this situations in the July, because it's kind of really unclear. However, there is a Three of Swords, so definitely something like hurtful happening, but I kind of get the feeling like a lot of regrets, mostly, maybe not even hurt, not being hurt maybe, but mostly like really regretting not doing something. So yeah, basically, so regretting something a lot, like, and really going through this regret of not doing something. And we have the Justice reversed. As I said, a lot of kind of something not going right, and then you kind of regretting this. Yeah, just wrong decisions, I would say. You'll be just like making a wrong decision that will kind of lead you to regret and stuff like that. And I feel like might be mostly like related to the business, to the work, to the job, or whatever like that. I don't kind of feel like it might have something to do with relationships or stuff like that. Like, it might be though, but I kind of don't feel that for you. However, the last card from this deck is the Two of Pentacles reversed. And not reversed, not reversed. Normal Two of Pentacles. Which is you kind of like on the picture, not being stable in something, not being stable in something, but we'll go to that with a clarification, which is the Emperor. Okay, so you kind of being decisive, which is interesting, because yeah, I kind of get the energy like you will be I kind of get the feeling like because you'll be kind of failing this thing, because you will not listen to this advice, and because of this regret, you'll be kind of wanting to do something to not regret something again, right? And I feel like it will be kind of motivation for you to kind of go and end up this thing you'll be ending in this month, because you'll be having motivation from this thing that you were kind of regretting to do. So the month of July will be kind of all about for you of regretting, all about not making the right decision and stuff like that. That's why you'll be kind of driven by this to kind of go and end up this thing, as I said, because you'll be not simply wanting to regret that in the future. Okay. However, you have the Emperor, and as I said, I feel like this situation will kind of give you the motivation to do things actually that you'll be not regretting in the future. So the Emperor, so as I said, really decisive, really going for what you want, and I feel like you'll be having a clear vision of what you want in the future and what you don't want, okay? And that's why you'll be really, really unstable in the month of July, because at the beginning of July, I kind of get a feeling like, as I said, you'll be not listening to someone's advice. You'll be really like, maybe even shy, maybe not sure of doing something or not, because of some reasons, right? But later on regretting this, and later on just wanting to not regret anymore in the future, and doing something that will actually make you not regret this. So kind of unstable energy, I would say. However, the next clarification card is the again, Nine of Cups reversed. So something not coming kind of to terms, kind of something, you kind of being unsatisfied with something, as I said, and this unsatisfaction might kind of motivate you also to doing things that also actually will make you satisfied, right? So it's kind of you wanting to be satisfied with something, actually. Yeah, and the next card we have is the Seven of Cups. So it's you basically doing something and then regretting this and being scared of consequences, actually, right? So I kind of get a feeling like with July for you, Libra, will be all about kind of consequences and regrets, like not doing something or doing something, the consequences of those actions, the regrets of those actions, stuff like that. And they will be, of course, in the good and bad ways, as I said. And yeah, it's all about this. And as I said, I feel like you'll be not listening to someone, doing some mistake, but then later on kind of regretting this a lot, and kind of maybe even having some consequences to deal with that at the end. And you actually after this you'll be so motivated to not kind of do a mistake, that you'll be scared of consequences that might happen if you will kind of stay in the situation you will be wanting to end, if that makes sense. So you'll be leaving this situation because you'll be not wanting to have any bad consequences of staying in this. So yeah, the next card is the Eight of Pentacles. So working on something, being focused on something, and I feel like, as I said, it's you kind of working on your future, on what is this that you want. I feel like he's kind of, you know, like shaping here with I don't know how it's called in the English, excuse me. However, you will be kind of shaping in the sense like you'll be shaping actually the idea of what you want in the future, what you want kind of for yourself, and that's you kind of. So that's very interesting, like you really creating the idea of what you want, what is it that you want, what you don't want, and stuff like that, like you creating this. Okay, and the last card from this deck for you is the Knight of Pentacles reversed, which is kind of going for something without kind of thinking and stuff like that. So it is about this advice you get, or thing that you didn't do and maybe should, because you didn't kind of think this through, or maybe you were kind of motivated by wrong things, stuff like that. However, yeah, it's you kind of not thinking, then doing something, then having to deal with regret or consequences of your actions, stuff like that, basically. So yeah, and the message for you as a general energy for the month of July is the perfect moment. Okay, so for me it's like the perfect moment to end something, because I said that it would be kind of you kind of ending this thing would be a consequences of you kind of not doing this thing before you did, and you didn't do and you regretted this. That's why you'll be motivated to do this other thing, stuff like that. However, let's kind of check if I can kind of tell you more information about this. Okay, so now I kind of see why is this there, this Five of Pentacles. It's like, as I said, there will be bad and good things for you in the July that will be related to the same things, to the regret and to the consequences of your actions, okay? So it will be you kind of losing something and regretting this, having consequences of your actions, but then also doing something because you'll be not wanting the consequences of those actions, and you'll be not wanting to regret this, okay? So yeah, for me it's kind of the message is pretty clear, so I don't know what I would kind of have to add here. Also this King of Wands reverse, I feel like after the situation when you'll be regretting something, not doing something, I feel like you'll be really wanting to kind of pull your life together, I would say, and really make sure that what you are kind of having in your life or doing in your life is kind of right for you. That is kind of thing, but this is just well made, I would say. Like you kind of want to make sure that what you are doing in life is kind of correct, that you will not regret this, that everything is kind of put together and this is just exactly like you want, and that nothing is just a mistake for you to do, that just like the stupid mistake you did unconsciously and you stay by this, and you will just not want this in your life. You'll be just wanting to make a good job by kind of making those things right in your life and doing the right decisions and kind of deciding what kind of has a future with you and what does not. So yeah, but a lot of kind of unsatisfaction also, because you did this kind of mistakes by not doing something, and I feel like the July might be kind of going through consequences actually of those actions of yours by not listening to someone, some advice, or maybe just some signs, maybe, I don't know, you were kind of in job, for example, and you kind of saw that something is not going great, but kind of you ignored those signs, and then you know, you got the consequences of this because you didn't do anything, because you didn't do anything about this before. Okay, so yeah. Also, there might be some what I wanted to say. There might be also something good happening in the situations. Okay, so I feel like there might be also something good about the business, about the work, about the productivity you'll be doing in the month of July. You might be really focusing on being productive or making something new. Maybe you'll be focusing on making new business or something like that, because you have the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, which is like a lot of business things related. And as I said, you might be doing some mistakes in this in the July, but I feel like you'll be either gaining important knowledge about this or something like that. However, there's something new starting in the business, in the work, in the productivity of yours, whatever this is. However, something new is starting. Okay, you kind of being productive, you going for something just new. Maybe you'll be, as I said, creating new business, creating something new, and you might be even having the luck in the business in the month of July. However, yeah, I think that's it actually. And I feel like we'll be ending this in this moment. So I hope the video resonated. If it did, then let me know down below in the comments. If you like the video, leave a like. If you want to see my face a few times a month, then subscribe. What else? If your video didn't resonate, then check out your rising and moon sign. And I think that's it actually. So yeah, I guess thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that video resonated. Don't forget to let me know down below in the comments if it resonated. And that's it actually. So thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day, have a nice night, whatever this is for you. However, thank you so much, and bye bye.